Hello, my name is Caitlin Dixon, and today I will be presenting to you my personal roadmap project. It is important to begin looking at who helps you and your key partners when looking to continue in a business venture, because these are the people that are going to be most likely to invest in you. For me, my key partners would be my colleagues, my parents, my sorority sisters, the pageant community, and of course my coworkers at my current job at Bridal Elegance in Bloomington, Illinois. The next step is to identify my key activities. For me, I think this is the most important part of my business model. Currently, I am studying and seeking a degree in theater administration, which combines my passions for theater and my love for business all into one major. I work a full-time job at Bridal Elegance in Bloomington, where I get to exercise my love for pageants every day as I help girls find the dress for them. I also volunteer with the Ronald McDonald House on several occasions, and I also compete with the Miss America organization. These are all things that are special to me, and as we talked about in our week 1 reflection, it's important to make sure that your passions line up with your career goals. That's why I chose my major, and that's why I choose my extracurricular activities, because they all relate to each other and they'll all make me successful in the future. Those key activities lead to the value that I provide. Of course, I'm inspiring others to volunteer when I'm volunteering, but I'm also inspiring the families that I volunteer for to get involved once their family is rehabilitated. I keep strong bonds with my customers at work, making a personal connection with each customer. I work to strengthen my education by going to class every day as a full-time student and a full-time worker. And of course, I'm teaching others from what I have learned, whether it's through my volunteering, through my pageantry, through my education, or through working a full-time job. The next thing to take a look at is how I build customer relationships. For me, it's always been easy to deal with other people. I think this is why week 3's reflection was so easy for me. My group got along so well and was successful in our project because we all worked well together. For me, I think one of the most important things when building a relationship is building personal connections. I also believe that strong communication is going to be important, but there should always be a leader, and I do have that leadership quality when it comes time for someone to step up. I also have strong interpersonal skills that I've learned through pageantry and through volunteering with people from a lot of different backgrounds. Next, we should look at who I am helping or who is benefiting from the work that I'm doing. Of course, the most important person is myself. As I expand my education, I'm only making the possibilities for my future stronger. My colleagues are constantly learning from me as well, and others in the pageant community are also learning from the things that I do and the ways that I display myself. My customers at work are learning from me because they are learning that it's important to make that personal relationship no matter if you're coming in for a wedding dress or if you're just going into Walmart to get your groceries. And lastly, my family is benefiting from me by seeing the way that I live my life and hopefully encouraging them to model their life similarly to mine. The next important part of my business model is the key resources that I bring to the table as an entrepreneur. I'm a disciplined individual who will work hard for anything that I want. I'm passionate about my major and about my future plans because I've made sure to tie in things that I'm passionate about into what I want to do with my future. I'm focused and I have a plan for what I want in the future, and I have a strong work ethic as I've been a full-time student and a full-time employee for a company all throughout my studies at Millikan. The ways that I've come in contact with the people that I have met are really quite simple. I've met these people through pageants, work, school, and being at home. Of course, my life does come with some everyday costs. For example, I give up time in studying or working or preparing for an upcoming pageant. I give up energy in studying and volunteering, and I give up travel as I travel 2 hours to work every day. During my interview with our current Miss Illinois, Jaren, we had a discussion on whether the costs are really worth it. She gives up a lot of time and a lot of energy on her appearances as being Miss Illinois and working a full-time job. We both agreed that when you're doing what you love, it is worth the costs, and there are many benefits that you're going to find in the future. That brings me to the last point of my personal business model, which is the revenue and benefits that I reap. Of course, I'm building my resume and obtaining scholarships through pageantry and through volunteering. Through my job, I'm making money that I can soon invest into my own business in the future, and I can also use that now to pay off my loans that I'm taking out to get me through school. All of these really outweigh the costs of the situation because I know that one day the costs will make me successful because of the benefits that I reap. I already spoke about my interview a little bit, but I wanted to share with you some highlights from my interview with Miss Illinois 2017, Jaren Franklin. I chose to speak to Jaren because I will be competing for the title of Miss Illinois 2017, and Jaren is the first Miss Illinois to hold a full-time job while holding the title of Miss Illinois. I thought that was very entrepreneurial of her, so I wanted to speak a little bit more with her about how this has furthered her in the business world. Something I spoke with Jaren about, as well as mentioned in one of my reflections, is the ability to think outside of the box and be different in your entrepreneurial decisions. Being Miss Illinois will set you apart because it's not something that someone expects. The last insight that I learned from her also goes back to one of my reflections and something I spoke about earlier, which is the need for passion in what you're doing. Jaren is a registered nurse because that's what she's passionate about, but she's also being Miss Illinois because she's passionate about the volunteer aspect. With my personal business model and the advice that Jaren has given me, I really think that I can go into the future as a successful entrepreneur with a lot of people backing me up behind me. Thank you.